think there's as much of a difference between like a black belt in jiu-jitsu and what would be considered an equivalent, world champion?
90% of fights end up on the ground. But all fights start on the feet. Two of the most prominent martial arts of this era, jiu-jitsu and karate, called Japan home with their styles of combat, are not the same. A BJJ black belt can take the fight to the ground and put you to sleep with chokes or damage your ligaments with submissions, while a karate black belt can either kick you into the shadow realm or punch the daylight out of you. You choose. Although karate is centuries older than BJJ, when each of their black belts goes against each other, the fields are even. Who gets it done then? Who is the more dangerous martial artist? First, let's take a look at who has it easy when it comes to getting the black belt. Before getting to the black belt in BJJ, there are 4 colors of belt.
A video. And that video was an explanation of the jiu-jitsu belt system. I had this little...
that need to be strapped around your waist. There are the white, blue, purple, and brown belts. Whereas in karate, 8 belts stand between you and the black belt. That doesn't mean it is slower to be a black belt in karate. It is even faster to become one in karate than in BJJ, which has half of the belt levels of karate. The average time it takes to move from a white belt to earning a BJJ black belt is a minimum of 10 years, except in special cases like Travis Steven, who was already a black belt
in order to sneak down here and train. When George St. Pierre needed him in training camps, he would, without even so much as a moment's hesitation, jump in his car and drive 4 hours.
And an Olympic silver medalist in judo. One of the most strict belt awarding coaches, John Danaher, awarded Steven his BJJ black belt in barely a year and 6 months of training. For karate, it takes a maximum of 5 years of dedication to climb up the ranks, and age doesn't matter when you get a karate black belt. There's a reason for this. According to the International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation, a student less than 16 years old has only 5 color belts: white, gray, yellow, orange, and green. Until they turn 16 years old, they will not be eligible for the adult ranking system. But for karate, what is needed to be a black belt is when a student passes the Shodan black belt grading examination. Children who are equally skilled can participate, and when they pass, they earn their black belt. The youngest karateka who passed the black belt grading was Manushri Saxena at the age of 4 years, 1 month, and 17 days on January 13, 2022. And at the age of 17, the youngest black belt in BJJ, Mika Galvao, received his black belt. Now that we know that the stages and criteria for receiving the karate and BJJ black belts are way different from each other, as day and night, whose black belt is more dangerous? First, let's look at what each martial art black belt is good at. In karate, a black belt's strength lies in the stand-up. As all fights start on the feet, and this is where a karate black belt is more dangerous. Karate is a striking martial art, and hitting the opponent with enough precision, technique, and speed is the goal. A karateka's weapon is their fist, elbows, knees, and legs, which are used in sending powerful strikes to their opponent. Also, one of the most underrated weapons of a black belt karateka is their distance management. These warriors know how to use their range to keep their opponents from coming too close. Also, they could use kicks to keep their opponents away from close range. The best of the best in karate can set up crazy combinations with fakes and switch stances and can easily find the chin and shut the light of an opponent. A black belt in karate is so dangerous that a strike can easily knock out, injure, or possibly leave an opponent who is untrained in karate unconscious. But when it comes to a BJJ black belt, their strength is on the ground. 80% of street fights end on the ground, and you cannot hurt your opponent without contact. And this is where BJJ shines. BJJ is a grappling art where certified black belt mission is to take opponents to the ground and neutralize them by submission. A black belt BJJ student is a master in closing the distance easily and taking the fight to the ground. They do this either by sweeps or takedowns. When the fight gets to the ground, a BJJ specialist uses both arms and legs, and sometimes knees, to limit their opponent's movement, finally getting the submission. Every joint of yours can be a tool for an elite BJJ fighter to use to get the submission. One special thing about the best of BJJ is that they could also pull submissions from the standing position. Submissions like the flying armbar, jumping guillotine, standing rear naked choke, and many more. Every submission of a BJJ black belt can either make you unconscious or can easily tear your ligaments or dislocate your joints. But when it comes to who is the more dangerous black belt among both martial arts, who takes it? One thing to consider is that when both black belts clash, the only thing they are fighting for is where the fight should take place. A karateka must keep the fight on the feet, while the BJJ athlete must take it to the ground. The longer it stays on the feet, the more dangerous it is for the BJJ fighter. A good striking combo setup can secure the victory for a black belt karateka. These scenarios aren't that common, but when it comes to a BJJ black belt, it's a different ballgame. The moment a karate lands a punch or a kick, the distance has been closed, and a BJJ black belt can use their skill, strength, and understanding of weight balance to take the fight to the ground and secure a dominant position. At that point, it is over for the karate black belt, because the BJJ black belt can easily drown them until they decide to put them out of their misery by submitting them. To level the playing on both fighters, a black belt in karate should know how to defend takedowns, and a black belt in BJJ should know how to strike. Then, anyone can win the fight. The biggest MMA organization in the world has seen karate fighters who know the ground game become champions. It has also seen grapplers who can strike become champions. So even though BJJ takes the win when it comes to just pure BJJ skill, you should also keep in mind that it could take only one strike to end the fight. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.